Hey guys, it's Becky. Welcome to my channel. I'm excited for today's video because if you know me at all, you know that I love planning and I love a fresh start. I love New Year's, I love the fresh start and promise that it gives of a new, successful, productive year, and I love also a new week and a new month. So going along with what's been going on YouTube with the monthly reset videos, I thought that I would film one for you guys as well. So it is the end of February. Unlike the monthly resets that I've seen on YouTube where they do like all of the things in one day, my life doesn't work that way. I'm a busy mom, I'm a homeschooling mom, a work at home mom, so I very rarely have time in one day to do a bunch of stuff start to finish. So my life has always been kind of little steps towards whatever the goal is. So if the goal is starting fresh for a new month, it takes me a few days to kind of do some of the things that I usually do on a regular basis to get ready for a new month. So this monthly reset is going to be kind of a combination of a couple days, things that I'm doing to get ready for a new month. Some of these things are things that I do every single month, and some of them are things that we do periodically or that switch up depending on the month. So I'm starting off this monthly reset with a monthly trip to Costco. We usually go there about once a month and fill in like bigger things. So usually our main reason for going to Costco and the main reason we got a Costco membership is for organic chicken, turkey, and beef. And then also I'm gonna be doing some goal setting for the month of March. So hope you guys will enjoy following along with me as I get ready for a new month. Okay, so we're back from Costco. It was, let me see, $339.70. So not too sure that's what I would have expected for what we got, but we got what we needed and then a few extra things. So the main reason we went, like I said earlier, was for meat. So there's actually 4 packages of the organic chicken breasts. There's also organic ground beef, which has 3 little packs in it. And then I got, last time we were there, they were out of the ground turkey. So I got 2 packages of 2. The only thing is, I'm a little worried. It's kind of a funny color. I mean, it's definitely not close to the use or freeze by date or sell or freeze by. But I think what I'm probably gonna do is go ahead and brown this and then vacuum seal it and put it in the freezer just in case, to make sure that it lasts as long as it possibly can. So I have that. My husband likes this sliced grass-fed beef sirloin, so he got that, and then he also saw this and thought it looked good. So it's the beef and short rib lasagna. It's big enough that he should be able to cook it and then put it in little containers and take it for his lunches. So we have that. We also got some organic broccoli. I believe there are, 4 1-pound bags in there. Toilet paper, protein bars for my husband to take to work. Also, he got the Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches. Always feminine products were on sale. It was a limit of 3. So I got 3 packages of that. And then also the girls' shampoo, I got an extra for them. I was gonna try it in my shower, so I got one for me. And that's it. So that's what I was saying. For $300 and whatever I said, $339. I don't know. I know meat's expensive and I did get quite a bit, but it just doesn't seem like $339 worth. But whatever, it is what it is. They had everything we needed, so that was good. And I'm gonna put everything up. Okay, so it's the next day. We went to Costco yesterday, and now I'm sitting down at my desk to work on some things that I do every month to prepare for a new month. So the first thing, which I already did one for March, and I wrote some personal things on it, people's names and stuff. So I'm just gonna show you. I just print out one of these like generic calendars you can print on your computer for free. And so I will go through and write down when my husband and I get paid. I'll write down any appointments that we have. I will sit down and make any appointments that I need to make for the next month and a couple months if I need to. Everything I think for right now is booked out. Loki's bath is scheduled, and we've got doctor's appointments and like physicals and stuff. All that stuff's scheduled out, orthodontist appointments. The only thing I need to do is text my hairstylist and ask her what her schedule is like. I'm not in a huge hurry. I thought I just got my hair cut, and I was like, why does my hair feel like it needs to be cut? I just got it cut. And then I looked back and actually saw that it hasn't been cut since September. So even though I like, the length is fine, it's just the layers were grown out, and like I want to get my front pieces shortened and stuff. So I need to find her. She's actually in my neighborhood, but I usually just text her and find out kind of like what her schedule's looking like over the next couple weeks. I'm not in a huge hurry. So I'm going to text her right now and then get that scheduled, I'll write that on the calendar. Something else that I do, I'm not gonna bore you with, but I balance my checkbook every month. I'm a huge nerd, and I'm the type person that still keeps, like whenever we use our debit card, I have a check register and I write down any transactions that we make with our debit card, and then I balance the checkbook every month. So I know a lot of people don't do that, but I am old school and I do that. And I'm actually teaching my oldest daughter, you know, as she's been getting older and keeping her, you know, she's got her own bank account now and stuff. I'm actually teaching her not only the habit of doing it every month, but how to do it. I do that, but I'm not going to show you that, but I do that at the beginning of every month. So that's going to be done. Like I said, Loki's bath, that was the other thing I needed to schedule. I did that. So he's going to get his bath in 2 weeks. The exciting part of this video is setting goals. It's something that I love to do. I love to make lists. Like I talked about earlier, I think I love planning. I love to make lists. And so I'm going to sit down and keep working on that. And then when I get done, I will go over my goals for March with you guys. Okay, so I just finished that. Put up into home, personal, family, and homeschooling. So home categories, we need to deep clean the pet cages. We just did this with Bean about 2 months ago, but she's actually been sick. And so here in the next few weeks, we will find out if she's completely well, and then we can like deep clean her cage and kind of give her a fresh start. Need to deep clean the bird cages, and then I also want to deep clean the kitchen. I don't know yet if I'm really that concerned about deep cleaning everything, because I did just do it at the end of fall. But the reason I want to, we just got a new stove, and I cleaned behind the stove, and I really want to pull the refrigerator out, clean behind that. I really want to clean the cabinet tops, the light fixtures, the window, and then we have never cleaned our dining table rug. It's not that old. We got it in 2020, but it's not been like taken out on the driveway and like using the, like, what's it called? The carpet cleaner thingy, like the you know, the thing that like squirts the water and then sucks it back up, that thing. We've never done that to the dining table rug, and I feel like it probably needs it. And again, if the weather's nice enough and we have enough sunshine and warm weather, we can do that outside. So the rug is dependent on being outside. The reason that I'm saying I may not deep clean the whole kitchen is because it takes me quite a while. The kitchen is the hardest room to deep clean. But with spring coming, I know that if I really want to get like all the windows in the house clean and everything, the blinds, so that we get the nicer weather, we can open the windows and they'll actually be clean. If I take the whole month, and yes, I said the whole month, to deep clean the whole kitchen, which like taking everything out of the cabinets and all that stuff, it would take me a long time, and I may not get to the windows before the weather gets nice. So I feel like I would rather hit the really dirtiest areas, like behind the appliances and the rug and the light fixtures and the window in the kitchen, and then be able to move on. And then I can circle back to some of those other smaller jobs later on. And the reason it takes me so long to deep clean a room, like I said, the kitchen is the hardest and the messiest, but also because, you know, I'm a homeschooling mom and I'm a work at home mom. And so I'm like a lot, you know, busy with those things. And so I don't necessarily have, you know, the 6 to 8 hours a day that somebody might have who stayed at home and their kids went to public school. I don't have that time. So I have to like break it up into little chunks. And sometimes it can take me the better part of a month to deep clean an entire room, and that's okay. So those are my home goals for March. Personal goals is 1 to 2 Sunday morning workouts. This is something that I am off and on with, being, I don't want to say regimented, but consistent with. I really like to do it for multiple reasons. It's never anything sweaty, because I don't want to have to like get up and get sweaty and then have to go to church. But I like to incorporate Sunday morning workouts as a day that I typically don't work out, because I feel like it gives me extra movement during the week. It helps sometimes if I've had to skip a workout during the week, or maybe had a shorter workout than I would have liked to during the week. It really helps kind of add minutes to my kind of workout bank allotment. So I like to do that. I had been at the point where I was doing it every Sunday, and I keep falling off of that wagon. So that's why I put 1 to 2. Even if I only get up once on Sunday in March and do an early morning workout, that's a win. So I just put 1 to 2. Move more, sit less, I say as I'm sitting here at my desk, but I am sitting at my desk a lot. like I said earlier, I'm a homeschool mom, so I'm at my desk a lot doing stuff with my daughter and doing school for her and grading papers and planning. I'm at my desk a lot because I'm editing, I'm emailing companies, I'm answering comments. And then I also do all the bookwork in the family, which a lot of people I don't think realize how much time that takes because they don't keep very thorough records, like even balancing the checkbook. A lot of people don't do that. I do the same thing with our credit cards and, you know, dealing with the insurance. There's a lot of that back and forth. I've wondered sometimes, you guys let me know, because I know my mom is the same way I am. So she spends a long time on bookwork too. Other than her though, I really don't have a reference of anybody in my life that I know like how they handle their finances or how long their personal bookkeeping takes them. But it takes me usually a couple hours a week just opening mail, paying bills, responding to, you know, like I've had a lot of insurance stuff and there was like, they denied certain things and I had to do an appeal. Like there's always some kind of bookwork involved pretty much every day, and, you know, adds up throughout the week. It takes me a long time. So I'm sitting at my desk a lot doing that. So just stuff like that keeps me at my desk, and I feel like I sit down too much. Plus, I also take the girls to activities a couple times a week, and usually I will just wait with them there for various reasons. And so that adds up to being about 5 or 6 hours a week that I'm sitting waiting for them at these different activities. So I'm going to be brainstorming, and I'll probably make a separate video on how I plan to move more and sit less. I think all of us just kind of in this environment where we're all sitting all day long doing things is really bad for you, and it's a bad habit, and it just kind of breeds like more and more time. The more you sit, the more you find yourself sitting. So what's that thing about a body in motion tends to stay in motion? Trying to figure out ways that I can move more and sit less, but obviously realizing I still have things I have to do at my desk. I still have videos to edit. I still have places to take the girls. So brainstorming ways that I can do those same things I need to do and get the same things done that I need to get done, but incorporating more movement into those things. So stay tuned for that video. Continue Bible reading plan and audiobook. Okay, so something that I fell into about 6 months ago was reading. I never liked to read. And I know people would ask, like, what are your favorite books or what do you like to read? And I never read. And I was always embarrassed to say I don't read, except for devotionals. I didn't read books. So I got really into reading books. I actually made a video a couple months ago about some book recommendations of some things that I had read. And I love reading now. But also, now that I'm also trying to read through the Bible, first time of reading the entire Bible in my life, I'm finding that I'm not able to make as much time for reading a non-Bible book when I'm spending most of my time reading the Bible and working through my Bible reading plan. I want to make sure that I'm doing that pretty much every single day. And I find that when I get up in the morning to read the Bible, by the time I get done with my reading for the day, then I don't have time to actually read a physical book. So I don't want to just give up on the book thing. So my plan for now is to continue my Bible reading plan. So that's the first part of this goal, making sure that I'm doing that, every day ideally, but at least, during the weekdays. And then supplementing that with an audiobook. So something that I would have been reading with a physical book, but finding it, on Hoopla or whatever those different library apps are, and reading or listening to an audiobook. So that way I can kind of have the best of both worlds. Because obviously for me, the main goal is to read the Bible more than any other book on top of that. But then, so the audiobook should be the answer to that problem of being able to listen to a book while I'm also reading the Bible at a different time during the day. And then vacation prep. I've talked about this. I think I talked about it in the fall. I keep saying we really need to make a decision about our vacation plans, and we really do. If you guys know me and my channel, we usually go to Disney every year, except for 2020 and 2021. We didn't go. But we're at kind of a crossroads because I just haven't decided if we're going to go this year for various reasons. It is incredibly expensive. That's a horrible part of it. So other than the expense of it, it's just hard sometimes to decide, do we want to go to the same place? Do we want to go somewhere different? Do we want to do like a split trip where we go half of it to Disney and half of it somewhere else? I also thought about doing that. So I put vacation prep on here. I don't have to make any final decisions about Disney until April because that's when our trip is due, because we always go in May. So I don't have to make a hard and fast decision about Disney until April, but I need to kind of have a backup plan in place that if we don't go to Disney and we decide in April we're not going to go to Disney and then we try to book somewhere else, most places are probably going to be booked. So I really need to at least start the process of figuring out where else we might want to go, and like maybe where we want to stay, maybe even go so far as to book a hotel as long as it's fully refundable. And then when April rolls around, I'll be like, okay, are we going to go to Disney? Are we going to go to this other thing? And then if whichever one we're not keeping, just cancel it. So nothing definite is going to be set in stone in March at all, but just doing some research on where we might want to go. It would be the same days as our Disney trip, so I don't have to worry about that. But where else we might want to go, where does everybody want to go, you know, that whole thing. So that is the personal category. Family, we need to have a family movie night. We haven't done that in a while, and my youngest was saying just the other night, she's like, let's have a family movie night. And I'm like, I don't even know what we would watch. You know, it's hard with a 19-year-old, a 13-year-old, and then me and my husband, like something that is appropriate for all ages, something that everybody would want to watch. It's kind of difficult. So I wrote down family movie night as a goal, and then I even put in parentheses, pick the movies. Then it'll be really easy just to look at the calendar that I printed and be like, okay, what day do we all have nothing going on this night that we can watch the movie? So picking the movie is definitely more than half the battle. Also for Christmas, I got my husband a bocce ball set. He's really into disc golf and he likes doing that, and we've gone with him before to do that, but I just don't like lumbering through the woods and climbing over streams and all this stuff. It sounds like he likes being outside and like being active in the park, but we don't really like the disc golf part of it. So what can we do together that kind of combines everybody's preferences? And so that's where I was like, okay, well, Googled a little search and it was like bocce ball, which I didn't even know how to pronounce it. I had to look it up. But I got him a set of that for Christmas. And so I thought that might be something weather dependent that in the month of March, we can maybe try that and see if it's something that we like to do together as a family, because I feel like we do have to be really intentional of what do we like to do, because he likes totally different things than we do, and the girls obviously like different things, and then I like different things. So trying to find something that we all like to do that we can do together is important, and it's definitely something that has changed over the years as people's tastes have changed. The girls have grown up. They like different things than they used to. And so that's always an ongoing thing of finding things that we can do together as a family. So I have that written down. Again, like I said, it's weather dependent. But I have that down. And then also going on mom and dad's more, at least on a Friday night specifically, because, you know, with my oldest daughter's work schedule and her school schedule, plus she's got an internship now that she's doing for school. And then just different obligations that we have with like church activities and stuff like that. It's hard sometimes to get down and visit them. So I have on there at least one night next month. And she comes up here a lot to visit us, like once a week. But going down there a lot to visit with them, or going down there to visit with them on probably a Friday night would be something that I need to and want to schedule. So again, it's kind of like looking at the calendar and saying, okay, when is my daughter not working? When do we not have any activities? And asking like, hey, do you want us to come down such and so night? So if I don't write things down, as much as I want to do things or things matter to me, sometimes they still don't happen if I don't write them down. So it helps me to write it down. And then the last thing in the homeschooling category, this is kind of like the vacation thing. This is very early stages, but I need to start 8th grade prep. My youngest daughter is, like I said, finishing up 7th grade. We've got 8 more weeks about in our homeschool year. And so I don't like to be scrambling all summer trying to figure out if we're making changes, what we're doing, or if she like finishes a curriculum like at the end of this year. I need to think like going towards next year, what are we going to use for that next year? So I really need to start beginning 8th grade prep. So what I'm going to do is sit down and write down the subjects that we're going to do, any electives that she's going to do, which curriculum in those subjects, like are we going to switch companies? Are we going to try something different? Are we going to stay with the same thing? So very loosely planning 8th grade curriculum. And then of course I will probably film a video for that for you guys. I didn't do it for 7th grade. I do plan to do one for 8th grade. So unless something changes, be on the lookout for that. But those are my goals for March. And like I said, they're ever evolving. And sometimes you get into the month and you realize, you know what, this thing that I had planned is not top priority anymore to me. I'm going to turn and pivot and do something else instead. And that's okay.